Hi everyone, it's Deborah. I keep getting asked this question. How do you know when it's time to get your hip replaced? Now, a robot did mine. I had anterior. So let me give you some insight leading up to my operation. It was 2 years ago. I started this little limp. And at night, I would have to put a heating pad on my groin. And I thought it was just my bladder acting up. I've always had some bladder issues where I would drink, dark beer and it would hurt my bladder. But I stopped drinking dark beer and I don't have that problem anymore. But I just thought it was my bladder, and I would put a heating pad on my groin. And it would really, really hurt when I was still and when I was laying in the bed. That's the only time I noticed it. But then I was involved in a relationship with this guy, and I was like doing 3 times the work I should have been doing, and he really wasn't helping so much. I just lay around on the couch, and I started limping worse. And when I go to work, I was limping so bad, I was becoming embarrassed, really. And everybody thought I had just, been in an accident or something. I said, no, I'm just limping. And I didn't know why. So I talked to my girlfriend who just had a hip replacement. She said, tell me what your symptoms are. And I told her. She goes, your hip's going bad. I go, no way. I'm too young. I'm only like 61, whatever. So I booked an appointment with an orthopedic surgeon who shares his facilities with my neurosurgeon who did my spinal oh my God. We put 6 rods in my back, my spinal fusion. Okay. I knew he was qualified. So he said, yeah, let me get an x-ray. And then he came back, he goes, you need it now. You need it now. You're bone on bone. And what happens if you're already bone on bone, you don't want to wait too long because it's harder for the doctor to give you back those millimeters. And I had worn down 11 millimeters because I still worked up to the day of my operation. He could only give me 9 millimeters back. So anybody who's had hip replacements, if you wait too long, you're going to get a permanent limp. Now I caught mine just in time because I don't have a limp now. But the pain towards the end was so horrible. I would lay in the bed and cry at night. So that is your other sign. When the pain is relentless, I think it's time to go see the doctor. And when you're limping, I see a lot of people limping where I work at. And I know, I say, I think it's time. But a lot of people don't have hospitalization because it was about a $60,000 operation. But immediately after surgery, I had no pain from the hip. I did have pain, of course, from the incision, but I kept ice on it for almost 3 weeks, and I have no pain at all. My pain comes from my spinal fusion because once you fix a certain portion of your back, the other upper goes bad, if you know what I mean. It gets so much strain on it. It's very hard to understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I didn't, as soon as the operation was over, I was using the bathroom. I was walking up and down stairs. I did not need a cane. I did not need a riser seat. I didn't need any of that. Now, I went and stayed with my granddaughter for about 2 weeks. And I did notice that when I was using the facilities, I had to brace myself on the vanity to give me that strength to get up. Other than that, I didn't need anything. I actually was washing the bathtub after 3 days. And then I was cleaning her stove after 3 days. So yeah, I didn't need physical therapy. I didn't need any of that. I didn't need a walker. Now I was very, very careful because after my spinal fusion on the 13th day, I did fall through some rotten boards at my dock. But so I was very careful with the hip replacement surgery. I didn't do anything that could cause it to pop out or anything. But I have the ceramic implant. And the only thing that bothered me before the surgery, I had the spinal, where they put you out with the epidural or whatever you call it. I didn't want them putting it in my here because this is very sensitive on my body. So I told him to put it in my arm. I have great veins. Well, when they put it in my arm, I started crying. I go, why is it hurting? Why is it hurting? Because there was this big plastic tube, put into my arm. And my granddaughter had to assure me, and Nanny, it's because of the tube that's in your arm, I said, oh, okay. But other than that, they gave me something to calm me down. So I don't even remember the needle going into my back to put me down or put me under. So I hope this answers a little bit of your questions. I was driving and wearing high heels within 2.5 weeks. But I notice now if I'm wearing too high of a heel, I can't wear it for very long, maybe just walking in and out of a restaurant, maybe. I can't dance. I couldn't dance even before because my back was really, really in bad shape. The doctor said the surgery for that took twice as long. I can slow dance, but I can't fast dance, and I really miss that. But I can do everything that I used to do, but it takes me twice as long. And that was from my spinal fusion, not my hip replacement. Walking upstairs is very hard for me. Driving more than a half hour will start putting pain on me. But it's not from my hip. It's from my back. So I always will be at about a 6 on my pain level from my back. My hip, in the last 2 weeks, I've noticed a little tingling on the operation site. Now that is like a 2, and it's been about 3 years. And I think it's because I'm overdoing it. So when I have off from work, I try to rest. But people won't let me rest. Oh my God. I have to turn off my phone. I can't, because it takes a lot of out of you when you answer the phone. Yeah, because I was in a really bad car accident when I was 16. So to hold my head up to talk on the phone hurts a lot because I was in traction for 2 weeks. So I always put my phone on speaker, which helps a lot. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Adios, amigo.